Hello, welcome back. In this particular session, I'll be talking about attributes and types, right? So in the last session, we were talking about the elements, right, and the tags itself. So I hope the elements and tags are clear. So in this particular session, I will be talking about the attributes and the types. Please understand one thing, whatever types I will be talking about here in this particular session, few things may not be very clear right now because some of these types are associated with the CSS, that is cascading style sheet. So when you will be starting CSS, this particular type will be more clear. Okay. So having said this, let us understand what do you mean by attributes. Attributes are nothing but certain informations which will give you an additional meaning to that HTML animal, elements. Okay. So it is also specified in the start text. So attributes are always specified in the start tag, not on the end tag. If you see this particular here, so my tag is P. P means it stands for paragraph itself, right? So this align itself is nothing but an attribute, and the attribute will be associated with a value. That is why it comes with name value pairs. That is what it is said. So name equal to value. So here the name is the align, okay, the value is written is left, right? So this align itself is nothing but the attribute, okay, and the left, center, right are nothing but its values. So what are attributes? Attributes are nothing but some additional information which will be associated with the HTML elements. And each of these attributes will be always be specified in the start tag. So it is the my start tag. My tag is P. Okay, so not in this particular end tag itself. And it always comes in the form of a name slash value pair. So I give the name of attribute and I give a value associated with it. So in a paragraph, I have an attribute called as align. So align is my attribute and this value can be left, center and right. So if you see in my next slide, associated with this attribute value, right? Left, this is center, this is right. Okay, so my paragraph here it is aligned to left, here it is center, here it is on the right side. So my attributes is aligned and my values are left, center and right. Okay, so let us follow understand the different types of attributes. So different type of attributes are, one is ID, okay, next we have title, then we have class, and then we have style. So this ID and class we typically use during CSS, and you see if you will see also whenever you will be using JavaScripts and all, this ID and class plays a very important role, because this through which this particular ID and class I am trying to reflect to this particular tag itself. Okay, so let us understand each of this. Let us understand each of this type like ID, title, class, and style itself. So let us start with ID. So when I say ID, all of us understand that I have identity card and all, right? So it will uniquely identify an element and its content. Okay, so suppose if I write something like PID equal to my this particular paragraph itself, okay, yes, it will be having a particular identification. Yes, my this entire element with this content will know. So it will distinguish between element that have the same name within the web page, right? So I have a same name, right? Paragraph P, one paragraph, another P, another paragraph. So I want to distinguish. So if I write P ID equal to suppose a web page, so this will be nothing but a unique thing to me, right? Okay, so let us see here. P ID equal to department. So this particular paragraph is talking about nothing but department. P ID equal to teacher here, Professor Bhupesh Dekha. So it will be talking about professor. So it has an ID here teacher. It has an ID here department, right? So if I say department, I'm talking about this. Okay, and if I say teacher, I'm talking about this particular paragraph itself. So I hope ID is clear. ID is nothing but it uniquely identify an element and its content, and it distinguishes between elements. See, distinguish having the same name, right? This is also a paragraph, this is a paragraph, but this paragraph actually are talking about department, and this paragraph we are talking about teacher itself. That is why it is written distinguish between elements that have the same name within the web page itself, and it is uniquely identified. Okay, so that is what is ID itself. Now title. Title means I'm giving a name to that particular element itself. Okay. And this syntax is similar to that of ID itself. Right? I write ID equal to, right, something like that. So here also I will put title equal to this. Right? Okay. So like you see here, okay. So I create one particular heading. And yes, one particular heading. So I can give a title to that particular heading. So I will write title, and this heading name is nothing but department. Then I'm writing computer science. Okay, so you can see it is similar to, like in the ID equal to, I have written uh, for example, in the last, if you see ID equal to department, ID equal to teacher, paragraph. Here also I have put, title. So I have a, horizon, I have a heading, right, with number 3. So I have put the title as, department itself. So it is having the syntax is similar to that. So I'm having a name or a title to my that particular, element itself. Okay, so now let us move to class. Right, so as I was telling, associate an element with a style sheet. Okay, so the value of the attribute may also be a safe space separated list of class name. So whatever value of attribute, it may be a separated list of, class name, like this. If class equal to, L class, M class, U class. Okay, right, the value of the attributes. Okay, yes. So now typically this what we have seen is, okay, more, you can see about the classes and all. When I will be talking about, the style sheet and all. Okay, style sheet and then JavaScript, more I will talk about it. Okay, so here I will just try to understand here is that when I said ID, it is unique. Okay, but class, if I create, okay, I can extend it to many. Right, so for example here, please understand this. So I have given a paragraph IDS department, right? Yes, IDS teacher. So both are unique, right? But here, if I write class, okay, see, if I write here, suppose say class equal to some names. Let us say, class equal to, suppose say, blue color. Again, here also, if I write say class equal to blue color, so I am having the same class name. So I can have the same class name for the both this particular paragraph. But here I have written ID equal to department. So next paragraph I cannot have the ID at the department. That is the, fundamental difference between, ID and class. Lot of differences there which we can understand when we were talking about the style. Okay. Lastly is the style. See, please understand, style is also a part which is specified in the style sheet itself, cascading style sheet itself. Okay, so in this cascading style sheet, we have 3 ways which we can do. One is external, other we can use a style tag, another one is, in the tag name itself we can put a style. Okay, so tag name, style, and then I will have this one particular property will be there, and a value will be associated with it. So if you see this example here, so my p tag, okay, I put a style. Okay, property asset said my, a font, in the font, what will be the font family. So I say it is courier. Okay, then I can, this is my value, this is my value, and this is my property. So my property for my family font is, I'm talking about courier, and I'm talking about a color is something like 00F. It's a hexadecimal value. Okay, and I'm writing welcome to my, this HTML session. So let us see this particular, let me copy this. Okay, yes, so I open the notepad. Okay, right, I save it. Let me save this as, okay, Vupeshi HTML, and then I give this name as, say, uh, okay, hello style. Okay, dot HTML. Okay, as I was telling in the first session, I have to make it all files. So that is done. I have saved it. Okay, so let me go. So HTML. Okay, it hello.style. Okay, so let me open on Google Chrome. Yes, welcome to this. So I got this particular. Okay, so one thing, let me see this color value. Let me change to some other and see what is the, because the color value is not coming. Okay, so the color value is not coming. So let me check. So let me check again. Something. Oh, yeah. I forgot to put this column. Okay, so let me save it. And now let me do. So I got this color. Okay. So let me change some value. Let me put one more F here and let me see what is the color that is coming up. So it will become more darker, no lighter itself. So okay, so you have understood, right? So this is how exactly. Okay, sorry. Um, so let me see where we were. Okay, okay, fine. So that we can see this particular. Okay, so this style is clear. So we have put this particular style itself. This is actually called as inline style, and this is not one of the best practice that we need to follow. Okay, so typically nowadays we don't write this particular no style itself. So this particular style where we are putting inside uh, the tag itself, we are not using it. So in whenever you will study cascading style, we will understand that we actually use a style tag or some internal style sheet itself. Okay, so having said that, we have certain style like background color. Okay, we can write body style equal to background color lane. So it will become the background will become lane. So color, the text color, we can have certain color equal to red or something like that. Style. So I have a family fan already defines a font. So we have seen that, right? Courier and all. We can give a size of the font, right? Font size 160 percentage, HTML itself. Text align, so it may be in the center, it can be left, it can be right, and all these things, right? So this is what exactly about the four type of the type of uh, you know uh, four four types of attributes that we have, that is the id, title, class, and style itself, right? And as I was telling you, style is something which we normally avoid today, right? Now the thing is that one tip is that single or double quote. So I'm putting this HTML in single quote. So entire string is in the double quote. You can see, right? And then if I have a double quote in HTML, entire string I put in the single quote. Okay. So now having said this, in this particular session we talk about attributes. Attributes are nothing but additional information. Where exactly you put the attributes? We put the attributes in the starting tag itself, and it has a name and a value. So if the name of the attribute is aligned, so value associated to be left, right, center, like that. Okay, now in attributes of different type, we have id, type. Okay, then class, that style itself. Okay, so id means uniquely identify its. Okay, class, as I was telling you, the difference between the class and id, it is unique to one particular tag, but class, it can be associated in many tag itself. And we can have different one class, then we can put two three class together with a blank space itself, that we have seen. Okay, and then we have seen the style itself, what exactly we do with the style. Okay, so it is typically called as a in inline like style itself. So it is associated with the tag itself. So you like p is the tag itself, style equal to. So we have seen different type of style itself, like background color, font family, font size, tag aligns, and all these things. Okay, right? So other than that, we have also seen title, which is very similar to that of id. So I went a heading tree, and I can give a title to that. Okay, right? So I've given something like department itself. So I hope uh, you are clear with this particular session itself, the attributes, okay, and the different types of it, and also the tip that I have given you. If you want the single quote of the HTML you want to display, put it in a double quote. If you want to display HTML in double quote, put the entire string in the single quote itself. Okay. Thank you so much, and do keep watching my video.